Hello and welcome to our final speaker and the headline sponsor of Show Your Light Live 2026. This is the fabulous Nicola Peake from Peake Event Group. And I'm sure you all know Nicola. She is the knowledgeable one about events, not just about hosting them, but how to make the most of them. And all the do's and don'ts, really, because I'm sure we've been to events and got the ick when it's not done so well. And I would class Nicola as the expert in events. I've personally had one-to-ones with Nicola because even though you know some stuff, you can never know enough. And I recently had a half-day VIP day with you, didn't I?
You did.
And she beautifully ripped my sales page to shreds. Didn't you?
It wasn't really a page,
no,
was it?
you was very, very kind because my skill is speaking. So you asked me all these questions and I could tell you everything about what the event was about. And you read my sales page, you went, don't say anything about that. Don't say anything about that on there. Like, in fact, it doesn't say, it's the exact opposite. And I think for me, writing is not my preferred method of communication. So speaking, I can be very verbally passionate. That's one word, isn't it? Verbally passionate about what I do. But writing it's a little bit different. And I highly recommend, if you're doing events, to have a conversation with Nicola, because you listened to my words and then gave them back to me in a beautiful report. And it kind of gave me the confidence to be more me in writing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The way you were talking and the things you were saying, that's your personality coming through. And then your page was just like, It wasn't your personality. But I think everybody struggles with that. We're not, especially when it's our own thing, it's really hard to sell ourselves. We know what's in here, but to try and get that out, it is so hard. I struggle with it. So I work with other people that I'll talk to, and then they'll take all my words, because you don't do it with yourself.
Yeah.
You never talk to yourself the way you talk to somebody else. You don't ask yourself the same questions. But it's just interesting, and just listening to the nuggets and the things you said, I was like, that needs to be in your sales page.
And then we did. It completely changed, and I'm proud. And I'm actually proud of. I read it all the time now. I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah, exactly. So, will you please introduce yourself to everyone?
Yes, so I'm Nicola Peake. I'm the event authority expert. So I run Peake Event Group, which is now kind of the umbrella company for everything I do. I produce my own events. So I've got my signature event, PeakeFest, which is in its third year this year. Yeah. I've got a new festival, Bold Fest, which next year is going to go back outside as a festival. I want to launch the awards. So there are awards for people in events, so completely different. I say I want to, I am. It's going to be next year, like January, February time, that event will go ahead. And I've run about 60 different in-person things, not necessarily events like the scale I do now, but from VIP days to mastermind days to spa events, lunch events, networking events, retreats, speaking events, training, all the way through to doing PeakeFest. And I just love everything about it. And I've been through it all, the good, the bad, the ugly, the mistakes, the trying to do things with no experience. It just all helps, and it builds up my knowledge. So now, after years of doing these events, I just love helping other people probably not make mistakes I made, from the basics, which isn't basic, but like from the financial side of things, all the way through to the production, the creative side. And the bigger picture really is that whole thing. If you're doing events, why are you doing them? Why are people doing events? Generally, it's because we want to grow our audience, earn more money, get more clients, have a bit of validation, be on stage, all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, we want to build our authority, so people think of us before anybody else. And by doing an event and creating something around your niche, when you're not in a room and somebody's looking for somebody that does what you do, if you're the person that's got that event and people know who you are because of that event and what you do in your business and what offers you've got, you're more likely to be that person that people recommend and that person with that authority. So that's what I love helping people do now.
And is that now events from any size, from an intimate 20 people kind of event to 100, 250? What's your minimum to your maximum?
Yeah, I mean, I think to get your event known, then the bigger events are what are going to get your events more known. Like if you want to be known for Show Your Light, so people hear Show Your Light and know automatically, oh, that's Susie Sprigg. You know, it's going to be that bigger event, the 50 plus people that go there. The smaller events are brilliant for either selling into something. So if you want to sell into a high level mastermind and you've got a really nice exclusive retreat, they're great for that. They're great for keeping clients, retention of clients as well. So I always look at events for different uses, which I think a lot of people don't look at. They just think, I'd really love to do a retreat, or I'd really love to do an in-person day, or I really want to do an exclusive dinner, or I really want to do an event for 100 people. But it's like, well, why? What's going to happen from that event? How is it going to impact your business? And don't get me wrong, I've done it. I have a million ideas. I would do events every week if I could, but that's just because I enjoy it. But really, it's like, okay, what's the event going to do for your whole business? Not just a nice day out. There needs to be more than that. So I love working with people that want to do the bigger events. That's kind of where my passion, expertise is. So events from 50 people all the way up is what I like to do.
And where does that come from? Did you always have gatherings at yours? Was your house always the hub? Come round, that kind of thing?
I was always the one that organised the nights out.
Right.
So if I didn't organise the nights out, then it wouldn't happen, but it would always still just fall back on me.
Yeah.
Kind of stepped away from that a little bit now, which is good. So my group chat with friends, I'm always like, yeah, let me know. Oh, yeah. So that's great. But I was always the one that, you know, wanted to go out, wanted to go on holiday, wanted to do the breaks, wanted to do the sociable side. And like I worked in financial services for 25 years. So I worked in banking, become a financial advisor. So the only real fun I got was my social life because, you know, work was work and social life was social life. Whereas now with my business, I feel like it's both work and social life all combines into one. And I feel that that's what we get with events. Is our business, and that's really important. But sorry, I've just got hair on me. But it's also the people we meet and the connections we make.
That's what I love about business now. I always say I get to do this. I get to work and play at the same time. I don't have to do two different things, go to two different events to do work and have fun. And that's because I'm an accountant. I love that 2 for 1, like that. Two birds, one stone. That 2 for 1. I get that and that. And my word this year is and. A big capital and. Because sometimes in life we always go, it's that or that. And I'm like, no, it's that, and then and that, and that. Not just one and, multiple ands in a sentence.
Yeah.
That's my word this year.
I love that.
And so PeakeFest, tell us what's the difference between PeakeFest and BoldFest?
That's a good question. So PeakeFest is about your business. So I've grown PeakeFest now. We're into the 3rd year, and it is all about helping people to grow their business. So there's going to be talks and workshops on sales, marketing, AI, well-being, health, leadership, you know, the book publishing, the PR, all of the things that we have to look at when we've got a business and we've got a million hats on. And it's actually looking at, okay, what do I need right now in my business to help me grow, help me make more money? Do I need to improve my sales? Or am I shit hot at sales, but the marketing is letting me down and I'm not getting the leads? Do I want to actually start to look at bringing AI into my business? How can I do that? All of those things. I want to be a book publisher. I want to speak on stage. All of those things PeakeFest is for, is to help people find the support that they really need. BoldFest has probably come from PeakeFest 1. which you obviously came to and sponsored. My vision, I always wanted to do an outdoor festival. So PeakeFest was actually given the name way back in, be 10 years this year. I did a party at home for my daughter for a 17th, and me. We'd moved into this house and we had fields and stuff, so people camped. We had a hog roast, we had a band. I dressed all the barns up, and I was like, let's just have this big party. And I created a Facebook group for friends and family, and then somebody called it PeakeFest. They're like, oh yeah, let's go to PeakeFest. So that's where it come from. When I was doing an event, I was like, I'm just going to keep PeakeFest. And PeakeFest one was like my vision. I was like, I really want to do a festival. I love the idea of it, but I wanted it to be different. So I created this business conference essentially in a field. And after PeakeFest, you'll know this, there were certain things that went on with being called out online, people not liking certain elements of the event. And it was just really shit. And I was just like, and I've seen this on repeat with other people. And we see this in this online space a lot, regardless of whether we do events, regardless of what. People calling other people out, or people judging somebody. They've never met them, but they've seen one post or one comment. So they've judged them and they think they know their character and they don't like them. Or disliking people through association. So I really hate that person and they're friends, so I dislike them. And we don't actually fucking do that in real life. We don't do that. It's like once somebody puts a screen in front of everyone, we become more judgmental, more reactive, more triggered. And don't get me wrong, I look back at, 2022 Nick and 2023 Nick, I would react on social media to things and, get triggered by things and post about it. And it's like, actually, we need to try and make this space a lot nicer as humans. This online space has given us all what we've got now. It's given us our freedom, it's given us our businesses, it's given us friends, connections, clients, and it's a brilliant place. And then there's just these other things that come in that really make it not so nice. And I think it's a shame, because I think we've got a brilliant bubble that we're in. So Boldfest is really, it's not about business. Nobody comes, we're not doing sales, marketing, or any of that stuff. It's about us as humans coming together as people and not our profiles. And it's about like having conversations with people that you might not have had a conversation with online, listening to people's experiences of, what goes on in their life behind the business. But the big thing for me, which is what I love and kind of what has been my whole life, is the fun. Because when you meet people and you laugh and you play and you're a bit silly and you have a joke, that's where the connection comes from. And that's when you're like, oh, actually, I really like you, because we've got quite a lot in common. And that could be that you sit quietly doing some quiet work together in each other's company, or that could be that you're at the bar having too much wine and playing silly buggers and having selfies and playing on games and things. It's finding people that have the similar interests, doing something with them. So we all hate small talk. We all hate going networking and small talk. And it really annoys me when I read sales pages that go, there's no small talk at my event. It's impossible to not have an event with small talk, because it just happens. And we're all awkward like that. Like I hate it. So it's like, well, actually with Bowlfest, what I'm going to do is put fun into it. So we're going to have games. This year is really small. This year is kind of just like a pre-party to look at the vision of what I want to create next year. But next year, the festival is all going to be designed around connection through play. So we're going to have like creative playground areas. We're going to have adventure playground areas. We're going to have rave adventure areas, and just where people can go and get involved in stuff. So the conversations aren't, oh, so what do you do? The conversation is, right, I'm going to go and put a Velcro suit on and climb that freaking wall, or I want to do some art, or I'm going to go and build a raft on the lake, and just things like that. That's completely different. Everybody keeps saying they want a different style of event. They want something different to go to. So I'm like, well, let's just have a fun festival. No stage, no talks. There'll be conversation circles and fire pits and all that, but just let's have some fun as people and kind of get back to like you do when you're kids.
Yeah, I was missing that. So I know that when you get creative with your hands, your brain becomes freer.
Yeah.
So I did a couple of creative masterminds last year. I've just come from making a Highland cow with clay right now. I'm so proud of it. It's even my hen do when I got married to Phil was painting. We all the girls, I bet they all like, what's this? I said, you can drink as well, but mainly. And we painted a nice lion because I think just being creative, we don't get the opportunity to be creative and play anymore.
No.
How many people are coming to Bullfest for the pre-party Bullfest?
I mean, it's the thing with events, it's a new event. So it isn't selling the way I would have liked it to sell. But I have got PeakeFest 2 months later. So I think, and like you've said, the question, well, why do I go to both? And the reason is PeakeFest is for your business. Bullfest is for you as the person. I think probably this year we might have 40 people. And really what this year is about is whoever comes this year gets a free ticket next year for supporting me at the event. And we kind of discuss things as to like, what could next year look like? What is the vision? We set like a manifesto. I've got things where we're going to look at like when we've done something shitty ourselves and we own up to that and we burn it in the fire pit on the night.
Yeah, and move on, because mistakes, there's no such thing as getting anything wrong. You trial and error. And what I love about you, Nicola, is you don't trial and error small. You are definitely go big or go home in everything that you do, right?
Yeah.
And you move on. If it doesn't work, you move on. Like a lot of people will like lick the wounds and retreat a bit longer than they need to. I know I did. Like my first business venture, I always thought it didn't work very well. It failed. It didn't fail. It wasn't the right thing for me. It was the thing that led me on to the next thing. Led me on to the next thing.
Yeah.
So, and we came into each other's world. So I believed in your vision, right? Because what you need is people around you think, yeah, I think she's got a good idea. Let's fucking get on it. Let's just get on it. So I sponsored as Women in Business Networking, and then year 2, I couldn't make it. I still sponsored. I was in the brochure, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Year 3, I'm coming to do a workshop at PeakeFest.
Yes.
I can't make Bullfest this year. It's just clashing with something, but I'm there next year. I've already asked for the next date. You're not giving it me yet, so I've already asked for the next date, right? And it's the same. Like things take momentum, don't they? So Show Your Light live last year was my first one. Did have a Scooby-Doo what I was doing, but I've been to enough events to know what I liked and what I didn't like.
Yeah.
Year 2, they just get better. So you just build year on year.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this year it's more about the little things that will have that lasting impact. Because we all go to events now and we have big standards, we have high standards, we expect good venues, we expect good food, we expect good, not necessarily decoration, but the feeling and the atmosphere. I think the culture, the atmosphere. We expect good people. We expect to be treated well. But for me, it's all the little touch points, because my Connect method is all about touch points. All the little things that you don't expect. That's what I'm working on, because an event should last longer than the day. It's after the day, and I don't mean after sales. I don't mean that. Like, when you get all the, because you came to the event, you can have this. And I'm already booking in Show the Live 3, the third one next year, because a lot of people couldn't make it. And when you do events, you have to, because if you can't make this year, give them somewhere to go for next year. Get them part of it and included for next year, isn't it?
Definitely.
Because don't take that as, I used to take rejection very personally. I think it's my disc personality style. I'm an I, and it's not personal. It's not rejection. And what I've learned through business is always, when you're having a conversation, make sure you've got somewhere else for them to go.
That's it.
So when we was having our conversation, God, it feels like ages ago, when we was talking about PeakeFest the 3rd. PeakeFest the 3rd, I think that's the third. I love it. And I was talking about my Show Your Light event. I was talking about a headline sponsor. And you was asking me questions. So what are you thinking? And I didn't realise at the time you was finding out more information. And I honestly, I nearly fell off the chair when you said, I'll be a headline sponsor. And I was like, really? No, me? So tell me why you said yes.
Is this the bit where I have to say your ace?
Nice things. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This is a nice thing for me, yes.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I don't think I really knew you that well before PeakeFest 1.
No. Didn't know each other at all.
No, and you got on a call and you sponsored, and then like PeakeFest 2, I know you couldn't come, and you were like, well, I'll still sponsor. And you've always just been a supporter, even though, you know, we're not in any masterminds together, we're not in any communities together, but you've always been a really good supporter. Which people notice that kind of stuff. And I noticed that, and I was like, you know, you could see your kindness coming through with you trying to support me with these big fucking massive stupid visions that I had to try and, I mean, even PeakeFest 1, I didn't even realise that I had your lovely gorgeous board put in one of my teepees because I didn't know whose it was, and I was like, I just left it, and you just left it there. I was like, oh, thanks. But so then, like, I love events and I love people that are building events, and I want to see more events because I feel that, yes, a lot of people go, oh, there's so many events. Well, yeah, but there's fucking billions and billions of people. So we need to have really good events that we can all go to. So when we were chatting, you were saying, oh, I'm going to have a headline sponsor. I was like, oh, I'd like to sponsor that. So partly, yes, it's the visibility, it's your authority. I've been a headline sponsor. It's been in new rooms around new people, connecting with new people, but also supporting you back as a thank you for you supporting me in the first few years. So I don't imagine there'll always be something that we'll do between us at events.
and that's the way it works, isn't it? So I've been networking. I've been in business 6 years and I've been networking, and I'm a giver first. Because there's so many people, I call them whiffins, what's in it for me? So they meet you once and they want to take. Yeah. And that's not the way I am. I think I like to fill the bank account up, first before I like to withdraw. And I think that's just the way I am. But when you see other people doing good things, we all deserve that support. And I see us both now as community leaders, community hosts, bringing people together, because you might, when you're in the events world, you might think there's loads of events, and there isn't loads of events. There's just different types of events for different types of people who are ready for things at different times.
Yes.
My event this year is 80 people. On our VIP day, you challenged me to grow it, and I go, oh my god, like, oh, comfort stretch, comfort stretch. Next year 100. But I take my responsibility as a community leader really importantly, because it's all about pulling different people in from different communities so that the attendees can all meet new people, different people. So I will always go to different communities to support people. And if they're interested to come into my event space or your event space, I tell everybody about other people's event spaces, like share the love. I just feel like I used to fly gliders in Staffordshire, and you have no engine with a glider, right? So to get higher, you have to go and find a cloud that looked like, like a cloud that you could rise under. I don't know, I forgot the technical term. I wasn't very good. I didn't do it very long, especially when he asked me to land on my own. I went, right, that's it, mate, I'm out.
Wow.
But this is what I think this is what events are about. Friendships are about. We're all about looking for the right cloud that's going to lift you higher, and we can all rise together. Dead cheesy. I think I'm going to vomit in my mouth, but that's what I think. We're all, isn't it? We're all helping each other, because if we're in business for the long time, and there's no other way of life for you. You're a serial entrepreneur. You love creating things. There isn't any other way of life for me. So let's do it together and enjoy it at the same, make friends and enjoy it at the same time.
Exactly. And it does repay. So when I talk about people doing events or speaking on stage and being at events, I don't lead with the whole wanky, can help you make your 6-figure event or whatever, because I know the real truth of it. I've made money from events and I've lost money at events. They're not easy. So I will always prefer selling and having clients and collaborations through building relationships, because then my clients stay around for longer. I enjoy working with them. I'm not here just to do an event, sell my mastermind, churn those people, do an event, get new people. That's just not me. I prefer to, build the relationships, play the long game, and it pays off, and you have much nicer people in your world. So
the nicer people that stay, definitely. So I've got a couple of questions for you. What are you going to do on the day to help those attending think differently or do differently after the day? Because this is why I go to events. I want to learn something. I want to think about something differently.
Yeah, for me, there's two camps. So there's the people who want to attend events, speak at events, but have actually no plans to ever on their own. The thought of it just makes them recoil. The sensible people. And it's like, actually, you can still build your authority, your income, your credibility from being in these rooms. So it's making sure that you're using the rooms wisely. It's easy to just book a ticket and go to all these events and have a nice time and meet the same people that you meet and stay in your little ecosystems. But, I've made significant money just from attending events. I've also gone to lots of events just to have fun. So it's looking at the strategy behind it. And then there's the other ones, the crazy people like us that actually want to do events. And it's okay, well, what is this event going to do for you? Why are you doing the event? So it's like we mentioned earlier, is it just because you're like, oh, I've seen somebody do an event and I really want to go and do an event? Or is it actually there's a commercial decision behind this? And that's where a lot of people don't focus. They just go straight in because they want to do the big thing. Me in 2023, that was exactly where I was. Didn't really think about the impact on my business, my offers, what I was selling.
Time it takes.
Yeah, but even just like actually linking the event to your whole ecosystem of business, like why are you doing it? So people will leave with either I'm never doing an event in my life, and Nicola's just made me even more aware that I'm not going to, or people are going to be like, I want a piece of that. But events, whether you attend, speak, sponsor, host, there is money to be made, there are relationships to be made. And they're just a great place to actually build genuine relationships. So
and then go into it. So I talk about networking strategy. So you can go to free stuff. You can be part of a membership. There's pay as you go. There's one-off events. There's festivals, retreats, expos. And I do a mix of all of them. I have a blended networking strategy because I know what I'm going to get from each one. And one-off events, like people might see me, I'm not on my phone, but I can make 100 notes because when I go to events, ideas pop into my head. You get creative. People there are going to teach you something, or a nugget will come to you. I also create lots of opportunities. So I meet new people. I create opportunities. It's a potential opportunity. It's never happened yet, but it's in my gift to realize, to make this opportunity come true.
So some people will be like, oh, I've seen this speaker before, or they'll see a talk and think, well, I don't need to listen to that talk because I know this kind of stuff. And what I always find when you're listening to people, there's always something different. There's always something new. But also if you're listening to people and you're a bit like, I've listened to this before, what I find is something will go off in my mind, which could be an idea. Or something like, oh my God, I was going to do that and I forgot. Or, oh my God, I did this thing once at work and I've not done it again. So I create in all my workbooks now for my events an ideas page, because the amount of times I'm sat there and I'm like, oh, I'm not making notes on the talk. I'm making notes on the thing that's coming into my head and writing those all down. So when you get back, it's like, right, yes, I've got all these ideas. So it's just, sitting, listening, taking notes. It's so valuable.
I make my notes on my phone because my phone's always in my hand. A notebook, I can lose that. So this is Bookso's event at the weekend. Look, it's crazy. Like keeps going. Like
Yeah.
Every event, even at Del Parsons' event, loads of ideas, and I'll attach that. Then all they need to do is follow up with it and implement them.
Yeah.
I think I've got one more question for you.
Oh, go on then.
Give me a moment. I think it's what kind of opportunities can come from going to events? Give me some examples that have happened for you, because this is a message to people attending. So there are 80 fabulous people coming, and that's a mix of the speakers and the sponsors and some helpers, but mainly attendees. What should they be thinking about rather than just sitting there and going, I'm dead nervous? Because I'm going to make sure that everyone feels at ease. I've got little prompts on the table. You won't realise that you're doing it, but you're going to be speaking to people. But don't worry, you won't realise you're doing it.
Yeah.
So, because that's my gift. What potential opportunities can come for going to events like this rather than staying at home, nice and safe, pounding out another social media post?
Yeah. I mean, firstly, it's way more fun than just being sat at home. Yes, there's costs, but you'll always make your costs back with an event, always. Yeah. The things that are good to go in with is if you've got an idea of who's in the room, I always think about, right, who's on my hit list? Not that I want to go and shoot them, but like who's on my hit list? Who would I love to have a conversation with that's in that room? Maybe they've looked at the speakers that are on and they think, oh, I'd really like to speak to them. It can be daunting sometimes to be like, walk over to someone and start talking to them if you've never spoken to them before. But it's kind of like, well, this is your opportunity. You're in a room with them. If it's somebody you want to talk to, go and speak to them. And go and speak to them and just open conversation. Like I've had a lot of people come up to me at events, not necessarily where I was spoken at, but when they know that I've got PeakeFest, and they'll pitch their speaking talk to me. And I'm like, you haven't even
said hello
yet. And you're saying, I've got this great talk. I'd really love to speak at your event. How do you get? I'm like, that, like, go in without being a spammy pammy. So yes, we are all doing this because we all want to meet people, get clients, make money. We all know that, but there's a way of doing it.
It's how you do it.
Conversations. Yeah. Also, like sometimes it's just the conversations. So you said about an example, and I've mentioned this in my talks, but I went to an event in 2023 or early 24, and I was sat at lunch next to somebody that was sponsoring. I didn't know her. I'd kind of seen her at one event once. She'd spoken at an event once, had no idea who she was. And we just got chatting and she was like, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I'm doing this year, and just talking about PeakeFest. And I was all like excited with what it was. And she was like, oh my God, I'll be your headline sponsor. And I was like, sorry? She's like, I love that. I love that. It just sounds amazing. Now, obviously, we had proper conversations after that, and it was a 25 grand investment, and she paid and was my headline sponsor for PeakeFest, and she's been in my world since. Yeah. But that was just from having a conversation with somebody at lunch.
And it's general conversation about telling people what you're up to, not selling. Yeah. Because a lot of people in my world say, I don't like selling. I said, you're not selling, you're just telling people your dreams, what you're trying to achieve. Yeah. And it's not up to you, because you don't know who they know who can help you with that. It's not selling. Just tell people what you're trying to achieve. People are interested. It's not selling. It's sharing your ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm very much like, you know, a lot of coaches say you need to have your elevator pitch, and you need to have, I am this and I help people do this. And I find that really wanky.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Like people say to me, oh, what do you do? And a lot of the time I go, oh my God. I said, I don't know even how to say it, but I do events. I help people with events. And sometimes I'm probably playing myself down. But if I was like, oh, I'm Nicola Peake and I'm an event authority expert and I help people create that authority through it.
So that they can.
just be human. Just be human. Just be normal. If you're nervous, say, oh God, I'm really nervous. Or, you know, it's fine.
And, in my Connect Code Club, I do teach, you've got to be ready for a sentence. So when people will always say, What do you do? I have my own business. Oh, tell me about it. Just be ready. Practice a sentence. That's it. Because they're too busy. They've gone. They've left the building if you start going on anymore. Or I always say, be known for one thing. Get 2 words, like Nicola Peake events.
Yeah.
Susie's big networking. Do you know what I mean? Just make it easy because we're very busy.
Yeah.
Make it easy for us to remember you.
Yeah.
For the right reasons, not the wrong reasons. So we are 10 sleeps to go. 10 sleeps. Or maybe that's if it gets posted today. Oh, sugar.
How many tickets have we got left?
3. And they're coming in. I'm not worried.
100. So you could sell
no. Stop pushing me, Nicola. Do you think I should just keep it open?
100%. Why would you close it?
The right people come your way to push you out your comfort zone. So I do it to other people. So obviously the right people come my way to do it to me. Yeah.
How much are the tickets?
It's 150, but at the moment there's some discount codes flying around. I'm doing bog off. Bring one guest of fabulousness. Do you like that? Because a lot of people said, "Oh, I don't want to come on my own. I'll bring a friend." Do you know what I mean? Bring a friend. I won't sit you with them. Joke.
But so okay, so you've got 77 people come in.
Yeah.
So then if just 10 of those bought a friend.
Exactly. I'm going to ring everybody up.
Or 20 of them bought a friend.
Yeah. So the people who I know will just get a WhatsApp because I know you. They're like, leave me alone, Susie. I know what you're on about. Stop minding me. But the people who I don't know, who are new to our world, I always give them a phone call. So I'm going to pick up the phone, find out more about them, ease them in so they know what to expect on the day. Yeah. And then I'll be able to put them on the right table. So there is a table plan at my events, and not just sit on that table, but you're sitting next to that person, and that person is proper table settings. So everyone's, you can move it around if you like. We don't swap tables because I know everyone and I know who needs to speak to everyone.
Am I next to, or is it a secret?
I don't know. I can't remember. You're on table 1, love. Not table 1. I've named the tables as well. They've all got like names.
Ooh.
Because my first, I didn't get married. I got married, but I eloped because my first event ever would have been arranging my own wedding. And a wedding, I just thought you just book the church. Honest to God, high level. They've been the big pebbles. Well, find the man you want to marry and love and marry, right? Then book the church if you want to get married. I'll put the venue. And then someone was saying, have you got your favours? Have you got this? Have you got your registrar? Have you got this? And I'm like, what? And I just got so overwhelmed with all the actual things that were involved with the wedding that I just ran away and said, can we just go away? And I want you to know, for me to do my first event, I just wanted to run away so many times because it's so outside my comfort zone. But for me, anything I'm not sure of, I run towards. And do it, because if I don't know how to do it, then learn how to do it.
Yeah.
And then the next time you do it, well, that becomes easy and you build on it. So I'm looking forward to the 3rd and the 4th and then whatever comes next. Yeah.
More events.
Well, thank you very much. So come and buy those 20 tickets.
Yes, let's get her up to 100.
We'll see you on the 19th. Please come. We're a lovely bunch of people. You will be meeting the right person that you need to meet. Might not be a client, but it'll be a connector, a collaborator, a friendship. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You never know who you're going to meet. But I'll tell you what, for sure, if you stay at home and tell no one your dreams or your hopes and desires, then nothing's going to happen. Yeah. Well, thanks, Nicola.
I'll see you next week.
See you next week. 10 more sleeps.
Bye-bye.